What's up, everyone? I'm Tony Dunst, back with another video blog here in Las Vegas. It is a Saturday morning in Las Vegas. I played a big cash session yesterday for about 8 hours or so. It did not go well. Unfortunately, we are a couple of weeks into January of 2019, and I have yet to have a winning day of poker. I've played maybe a half dozen cash sessions, lost in all of them. I played a couple of days of like sit and go satellites in Los Angeles when I went for the Gardens 10K, lost in all of those. So thus far, 2019, not off to the best start. That said, I talked about in the last vlog how I started the series in part to motivate myself to play a lot more poker and study a lot more poker. So even in between sessions, I've been watching a lot of strategy videos, and I'm recording all of the difficult spots that I encounter during my sessions. So today is a $500 tournament over at the Wynn. For a long time, if there was a tournament beneath maybe a 1K, 1500-ish buy-in, I told myself I was, better off playing cash or staying home and playing online. On a Saturday, the cash games would probably be a little better hourly in Las Vegas than playing a $500 tournament at the Wynn, but I've just been hungry for tournament poker lately, and I really just want to give myself a chance to try and recoup the losses all at once. So I'll be over there a little later today. We're gonna jump in the late registration in the afternoon, give that a shot, and then tomorrow is the AFC and NFC Championship. So we'll do the poker later. Let's talk a little football now. I have no idea which side I want to bet in the Kansas City New England game. I will say that Kansas City at home has this massive disparity in how many points they allow on the road, which is like 34 or 33, and how many they allow at home, which is 18. And I would think that the winter conditions that we are expecting, maybe 20-ish degrees, possibly a Arctic blast, will mute scoring even more. So there's actually been a lot of fluctuation on the total in the game, more so than the spread, which is about Kansas City favored by 3. The total opened around like 58.5, 59. It dropped all the way to 54. We got a little at over 55. And in the middle week, it sounded like they were expecting this Arctic blast to keep temperatures below 10 degrees, maybe really, really freezing during game time. In the last 48 hours or so, the forecast has improved, and now they're expecting in the 20s. So for the purposes of sports betting, I think if you can still find lines around 55, 55 and a half, I'd probably target the over there. I'm not a professional sports bettor. I do this for fun. I try and take it seriously. I try and be mindful. But anytime I tout a pick on here, please take that with a grain of salt, because I would not pretend that I'm some big winning sports bettor. I'm just a guy who loves to sports bet. And then when it comes to fantasy sports, we've only got a 2-game slate, which means you have 4 quarterbacks to choose from. So first of all, I want to say that these really short slates are almost certainly a rake trap, by which I mean I don't think anybody's really winning in them when there's such a narrow amount of options and combinations that you can make on your teams, and that even the most casual player will probably have a pretty good clue of who every good play is on all 4 teams. So I think that daily fantasy sports is already very difficult to beat the rake during the regular season, and in a short slate like this, near impossible, maybe totally impossible. That said, I love to gamble, so we're gonna do it. And my philosophy for Sunday will be to stack the Rams. On DraftKings at least, Jared Goff and his receivers and Gerald Everett stack is pretty cheap. And then I think you have a couple of Saints coming back, because I do expect a lot of scoring in that game. So really on Sunday, I think being contrarian will mean taking a position where you expect one team to not score much at all. So on the one team that I'm running out there in like the $300 Wildcat contest and stuff, I have no Patriots, even though that feels really unnerving, and I kind of think James White and Julian Edelman are going to put up huge stats. I'm going to go with the read of the Rams-Saints game is the one you really want to stack, because it's in the Superdome. Jared Goff is going to be under-owned because his performance has been poor lately, and I think there's a lot of potential with him trailing the entire game to be throwing pretty much all 4 quarters. And I think that after the Patriots smashed last week, ownership will be a little high on those guys, and that Kansas City is the most likely team to sort of pitch a shutout defensive performance, even though they're probably the worst defense left in the playoffs. Additionally, I looked into some numbers, and Kansas City led the league in sacks, which was surprising. They led the league in forced fumbles. I do think there's a lot of noise there, especially in terms of turnovers, interceptions, fumbles, things like that. I think are really noisy and not actually that useful of stats to look at, but certainly quarterback pressures, hits, sacks, that's useful data. There's the concern that the Patriots and Tom Brady get the ball out really quickly. But if the Chiefs get up a lot, he's going to have to hold the ball in the pocket sometimes, and hopefully they get a rush on him. So that's my play. If you guys are playing, I wish you good luck. I just want to see Patrick Mahomes and the Evil Empire. We will pick this vlog up from the Wynn a little later today. Hopefully some good updates to come as I run deep in a tournament, and if not, there are so many more coming up over the next few weeks. See ya. Okay, quick update because we are running out of time on break. It is the second break in the end of the re-entry period here in the 500 at the Wynn. Got about 35 lines going to the next level and had to rush off to the sportsbook in the middle of the break. Tables are about as soft as you would imagine in an event like this. And there's a cash game going, so if it goes poorly, then I'll just jump out, get myself in the game, see if I can't run it up there, but hopefully I'm just playing this tournament all day and night. I will not be winning a tournament today. The lines went up to 1,000, 2,000, and the button hesitated for a long time and was like searching for the clock and trying to figure out what to make it. Finally made it 5,500, so I had 27K in the small blind. I felt like the mix of the live tail and the fact that he wouldn't call wide enough made the ace-3 that I had a pretty clear shove. So I ripped it in there and the big blind folded, and he really thought it over for I was like tanking. I thought he might fold. And then he called with the ace-queen, and I was it's like, yeah, you're way good. So that held up. That was the end of my day. So it's only like 6 p.m. Gotta find something to do with my Saturday now. Hey, what's up, everyone? So it's Saturday night now, about 12:30, the night after the tournament at the Wynn, and hanging out on the strip all day. I want to talk to you guys about a lesson that I have to relearn. Maybe once a year, maybe about twice a year, which is going out with tourists and going to the clubs in Las Vegas. If you're not a person who just like loves clubs and the music and drinking, it's just a terrible idea. And I don't know why I have to relearn this lesson so frequently. I think it's just that I often get my hopes up. Like I get an optimistic situation like tonight where like I like a couple of pictures from some girl on Instagram, and then, you know, she likes them back, and then she DMs me, and she's in town visiting, and she's with a friend, and I've got a friend and he's finishing up work, but he'll be done later. So I went to meet them, and let's see, we had a drink at one place, and then they had dinner somewhere I'd already eaten. And then we went and had a drink at the Waldorf Astoria, Sky Bar, which used to be the Mandarin Oriental, and they really wanted to go to a club, and I hate clubs. I'm 34, I've been in Las Vegas for 13 years, I've done the club more times than I can count. When I was 21 or 22 or 24, it was fun-ish, and I typically had a good time. Now I'm 34, and it takes about 2 drinks to get a hangover the next day, or maybe just some like loud noises. And I hate the club. I think it's literally the most boring thing in the world. I think that you could sentence me to solitary confinement for 24 hours, and I would massively prefer that to a night in the club, or like 2 hours in a club. But you know, I got caught up into it tonight. I was like, all right, this is fun. This looks like a good spot. I had a promoter friend who said he could get us on the list and we could walk right in and we wouldn't have to deal with all the BS that normally comes with going to clubs. So we left the Sky Bar, whatever it is now, and went over to Hyde at Bellagio, and we walked in, and I was there for a few minutes, and I was like, oh my God, please make this stop. Why am I here? What have I done to myself? No matter what happens tonight, it can't possibly be worth it. So I lost the girls from the dance floor. I was there for maybe like 10 minutes. I didn't say anything. I just peaced out. I was like, I'm over this. I'm done. So hopefully they have a good night. You know, I got them in and showed them around Vegas, so hopefully they're in good shape now. But I just can't do it anymore. I just can't. I'm washed up, guys, when it comes to the clubbing scene, the clubbing game. I can't do it anymore. So when it comes to Las Vegas, unfortunately, I really can't I just can't hang with tourists. That's all they really want to do. So I need to get myself out there a little more and meet some locals. Go out to Gold Spike downtown or something, I guess, hang out at Town Square. I don't know, man. This is a weird city for socializing, for dating, things like that. Either way, I'm looking forward to the NFL tomorrow. I didn't end up getting a position on either game. I got a little bit on the over in the Chiefs-Patriots game. We talked before about playing around with the total there in regards to the weather and the Arctic freeze or whatever it was. So that starts at noon. I can't wait. And thank God I'm out of the club. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow with hopefully some good DF updates. All right, peace.
Oh, they're killing it. Usually means a motion and a run out wide to the right. Here's the handoff into the end zone. Croc's not outside. You got to chip with him, and throw to Edelman over the middle of the field. Pass down the middle. Caught. Edelman holds on. Gronk is out wide. Watch the top of your screen. Watch this safety. If he comes down, there's a good chance he's throwing out there. It's Gronk for the first down.
Okay, y'all, it's Monday morning, and we got to talk about those games yesterday because as like a football junkie, like a football drug addict, I think yesterday was probably the single greatest fix of my addiction that I've ever had. I mean, both those games were just ridiculous. 2 overtime games in the NFC and AFC Championship. Brady and Mahomes just dueling it out. I mean, both those guys played out of their mind, and then Tony Romo was calling out every play before it happened. It was just incredible. I had a few people over and, played like one table of online poker in the background, but I was done yesterday, man. After the weekend, I went out Thursday night and was kind of out Saturday night, which I told you guys about. I was done yesterday, and I was actually starting to feel some back pain as well. So I've been in a phase lately where I've been trying to increase my lifts and strength when I spend time in the gym, and I think that is leading to at least some wear and tear on my knees and on my back. So this week I'm going to take it easy. There's a bunch of tournaments running at the Wynn still. And then next week I'll be heading off to the Borgata for the WPT there, and then actually maybe going down to the Super Bowl, not to attend the game, but to do media in the Radio Row and take some meetings around the event. Plus the parties that week are always really good. We've discussed how much I love partying. So yeah, that may be my future in the next couple of weeks. This week we're gonna have plenty more poker coming up. And I think I'll load some hands into the replay and we'll take a look at a few of those as well. Get into a little strategy, but not go too far in this vlog. I don't really want it to be a full-blown poker strategy vlog. So we'll keep them coming this week, and that'll be it for this sort of weekend's vlog. More to come later this week. All right, guys, see you next time.